Αγαπητοί φίλοι, καλώς ήρθατε στο Greek TV. Για μια φορά ακόμη σας καλωσορίζω στο πρόγραμμά μας και σας εύχομαι καλή διασκέδαση.
You know, Lou Papan, former FBI agent, former tough guy here in the Assembly, the Dean of the Assembly, a man that when he gives you his word, it's his bond. Lou, it's been my pleasure to serve with you these past 4 years. You have a great wit. I will miss you tremendously. Mr. Papan has chosen to do things a little differently. Instead of having other people get up and say these wonderful things about him, Mr. Papan figures he will take all of that time himself so that he can tell us what we're doing wrong and how we need to get in shape. It is my pleasure, my honor, to present to you the Dean of the California State Assembly, Lou Papan.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. I don't need to remind many of my member and colleagues here that the only thing we got going for us is our word. And I have felt, having served almost 20 years, that there have been too many members, because there is no historical memory, that have not come to realize that the word is all they got going for them. So rather, I point that up and ask that each of you teach the newer members that are coming up, and that you practice the idea that the word is so important in this business. And should you choose to give your word to someone and then decide later that you'd like to take the word back, go to that someone and ask them if they would relieve you of the kind of commitment you made to them, rather than ignore the fact that you had given your word and are going contrary to that word in your relationship with a member of the House. I think the biggest pitfall to politics, and I can say that after 20 years, is the ego. If you can control your ego, as many of you know, I think you're served well, the process is served well, and you will be better able to provide the kind of service to the people that have sent you to California to be members of the California legislature. Your ego should never stand in the way of getting something done that benefits the people of California. Thank you one and all, and good luck to each and every one of you. Work at training the newer members coming in so that we can make this a better house. We have lost a lot as a result of term limits, and I rely on you folks here to be the messengers for the new arrivals coming after the next election. Thank you very much.
Good job, Rick. Good job. Good job.
They just don't make them like Lou Papan anymore. He's of a generation that saw us through war, through peace, through great prosperity, and now he's handing off the baton to the next generation, the guardians of democracy, and let's just hope that there's somebody there who could fill the shoes of Lou Papan. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium and honoring the outgoing Dean of the California State Assembly, our distinguished guest of honor, and our very good friend, Mr. Lou Papan.
Ladies and gentlemen, all of us who happen to be, many of us who happen to be the kind of ethnicity that allows some of us to be lachrymous, I have no hesitancy of making any apologies for being lachrymous, because I think all of you here have an appreciation and do partake of that kind of attribute that belongs to our people. I like to tell you that Greek TV was and is a part of what makes the Greek community function. And I say that because I got my start while working at, or just after working with Cocos Realty, as John had hired me to sell real estate. I got my start because behind me early on was the Greek community. And Greek TV is preserving a lot of the machinery that allow a lot of other Americans of Greek descent to enter politics. But I don't know if I'm going to reach each and every one of you to continue your efforts, because if we're going to get a message out, a message that makes the Greeks contribute to the greatness of our country, and God only knows at this point in time that we're going to have to do more in getting Americans of Greek descent elected to public office, because there is a need out there, and there's a need that we've always tried, those of us Americans of Greek descent have always tried to fill and make a kind of contribution that will make our country and our state greater than what it presently is. I never thought I would see a time that an American of Greek descent would be nominated to run for president or vice president, irrespective of party. We do have a contribution to make to the greatness of our country. We have a lot of power because we've expressed an interest. And we are not part of the passive electorate that doesn't vote. Just as a reminder, we had September 11th that affected each and every one of us. And yet, when the last election took place, only 34% of the people went to the polls to vote. I don't understand that, and I think most of us Americans of Greek descent don't understand it, because I have not met too many of my own people who don't go to the polls. Most of them go to the polls and partake of the process because they feel strongly about making our state and our country a stronger place. It's important that we support Greek TV because it'll bring out the best in us, and whether Dimitri does it for a living or not is incidental. What is important, he's holding us together and giving us the kind of voice and presence that will make us great. Thank you very much.